What's good, everybody? How we doing? Off the Menu Podcast, episode 123. A new space, a new thing for us, a live conversation here with Nefan. I'm going to give you another introduction. Sorry, that was a little bosh. But I'm here with my brothers, my co-hosts, Moose.
Yeah.
Tay.
Hello, everyone.
And our very special guest, Nefan Deng. Model coordinator, activist. She's in the community. Go-getter, big stepper, you name it. Everybody make some noise! Going crazy! That's what you're waiting for. Well, I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
We can't help it. We're usually in a room just with us. So this is very
Imagine
new for
how
us.
I feel.
Well, this is your first one, huh? First podcast
Yeah,
ever.
this is my first podcast ever, and it's live.
And
I'm
you
like,
have a car.
there's
Yeah.
like 50 eyes on me. Heard you.
Yeah. Woo, 50 of them. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
That's good.
You guys, yeah, I'm happy to be here.
We gonna get these jitters out early on. Don't worry, okay?
Yeah. It takes about a good 10, 15 minutes. But first of all, I would like to thank everyone for showing up and making this a real special first time for us at Off the Menu. And thank you, Nefan, for putting this together because
Yes.
I wouldn't have even thought to even do a live podcast still this early. Still trying to figure out the kinks about our viewership, everything else with the YouTube.
Analytics,
So shout out to Nefan for putting this together. Shout out to Blood and Blush for giving us a space, Kate.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Thank you, Kate.
amazing space for allowing us to use it here and do this live event. Once again, and shout out to everyone that's here for attending and being able or giving us the energy we need to be able to put this together.
Yeah. Can't thank you guys enough. Hope to see you guys more.
Just for the cameras, everybody, just make some noise one more time. Just one more time. Yes. Don't do the audience applause. It's going to take the authenticity out.
After the fact?
But we'll go ahead and get this started. I'm going to start off with the question for our viewers in the camera and for the viewers that are here live. Who are you and what do you do?
Awesome. That's a great question. So my name is Nefan J. Deng. I hate giving out my government, but it is what it is.
Right.
That's what I got to do. So my name is Nefan J. Deng, and I am a freelance model. Well, I guess not anymore, but I've been a freelance model for about 3 years. I am signed now, model coordinator. I do a little bit of everything, but those are the two main big things that I do right now. So yeah, that's me.
Perfect. You said you've been modeling for 3 years.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Is that something that you've always wanted to do, or when did that kind of happen for you?
Honestly, not necessarily. Yeah. So I would say the reason why I started modeling is like I was fresh out of high school. I didn't really have any hobbies. Like, you know how like in like Q&As, they ask you what your hobbies are? Like I was that person that put down like music and hang out with friends. Like, I don't know.
That was me too.
Yeah. Like I didn't really have any hobbies. And it just got like suggested to me one random week by like my manager and like just customers that were coming in when I was working at Panda. So I started looking into it. Yeah.
Panda Express?
You're like, you worked?
No, well, no.
You're like, you've worked?
It's I think that's a great scenario to have. Like you're working at a restaurant or food restaurant, right? And they're like, you probably shouldn't be here. And is that what it kind of was? Like you should probably go do something other than this?
Sort of. It was really random because I had been working there for a while at Panda Express. And I don't know, it was like a weird random morning. And my manager was just talking about how she was scouted when she was younger by an agency out here. And then she just kind of like explained her process. And, I feel like from the outside looking in, like when you think of modeling, it just like seemed so like outwardly, like who does, like how do you even start to do something like that? Mm-hmm. It sounds very like New York based, like, oh, if you're in New York, then that's how it happens. But when she was explaining her story, it just became more realistic to me. Like, oh, okay, like I can do it out here too. Right. And like I had said that specific week, I would say, because like I'm not a person that believes in coincidences. Like I'm like, oh my God, like if this amount of people are saying this thing to me, it's clear that a message is supposed to be like, I'm supposed to catch this message. Right. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll look into it. And I did my first like collab shoot with a local photographer. And I was like, okay, I like this. This is cool. Mm-hmm. And then I realized you can make money off of this. And then I really started, you know what I mean? I really started, putting my foot on the gas and just building my portfolio.
So it wasn't even a thought until you worked at Panda Express. And then your manager. No, that's just funny.
It's crazy to say.
But I'm saying, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it wasn't even something you thought of until you worked at Panda Express, and like your coworkers and your managers like, hey, you're really pretty. You probably shouldn't be here.
I'm thinking like, shit, that must be nice. And like you grew up in Utah, right? Where are you from originally?
So I was born in South Sudan. It was Sudan at the time when I was born, but I was born in South Sudan, and then my family came here when I was 3 years old, and I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh.
So I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio from like the age of 3 years old to about 11, and then we moved to Utah.
Okay, why did you guys come to Utah?
So there was no family meeting or nothing like that. I was 12. So it was like, there wasn't like a vote, like, hey, who wants to move to Utah? Yeah. Right. It was just, my parents told me, hey, we're moving to Utah. So my dad's side of the family lives out here.
There we go. Okay.
So that was like their choice in like moving out here, which is cool.
Right. So were your parents, you obviously born in Sudan, did they do like a refugee camp? Was that what it was? Or did you kind of they migrate from Sudan to the States regularly and kind of just with you? Did you have siblings as well that came?
Yeah. So I'm the oldest of 7 siblings.
Okay.
When we came out here, it was me, my younger brother, so it was us 2, and then my 2 parents, of course. And we moved out here due to like a civil war that broke out in South Sudan.
Okay.
And like when we came out here, we were refugees. I didn't become a citizen until like my junior year of high school. So I had a cute little green card for a while.
Right.
But that's kind of why we came to the U.S. But we ended up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and then moved out here.
Okay.
But I would say like the transition was definitely extreme for me personally.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because Cincinnati, Ohio is probably a lot different than it is here, would you say? I mean, especially growing up as a kid, you probably could tell the differences from like kid age to your teenage years. Like what's the biggest difference for you?
No, absolutely. I would say for me specifically, so when I lived in Ohio, I went to a school called AWL, okay? And it stood for Academy of World Languages. Oh. So that school specifically, we had a lot of refugees and immigrants there. So I was very used to just being around people of many different ethnic backgrounds. Yeah. That was the norm. Like my principals, like the principal and vice principal was a black lady and a white lady. So I was very, very that was the norm for us growing up in Cincinnati, Ohio. So when I came here.
It's snowing.
You could say it.
When I came here.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
No,
I can't say it.
I think we understand the point. Yeah, absolutely.
If anyone knows anything about Utah, everyone knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So what has been the biggest struggle for you making that transition from Cincinnati, Ohio, and then coming to Utah, not really being used to seeing what you're seeing now, I guess?
I guess I would say one thing would be, when I moved out here, I was preteen going into my teenage years. And I feel like that, age group, you really want to fit in and be included and all these things. But it's what I realized about the Utah scene or community is everybody grew up with each other. Everybody changed each other's diapers. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. It's very family oriented here. Yeah.
Very much everybody grew up with each other, sandbox, kind of level of community out here. Mm-hmm. So it's when you're a newbie coming from a whole different other state, it's kind of hard to find your place. Right. I would say specifically for me, especially going into high school, I went to a Catholic high school, which is even more cliquey because they all grew up with each other in the Catholic system of elementary, middle school, X, Y, and Z. Right. So I ended up just kind of being a kid that just I didn't really care to be included, and I was just by myself. I was a chill person.
Right, you couldn't really find your place, essentially, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. I had my family that went to school with me, but obviously they can't have every single class with me, you know what I'm saying? So, so for the most part, I just stuck to myself. If you ask people that went to high school with me, they'd be yeah, Nefan was quiet. She always had a little blanket, headphones in.
But we see you now, and we're having you with a live conversation with many people of color here and you're actually, well spoken. And I didn't know you when you were younger, but I can see that there's a lot of growth. Like, how did you manage to kind of break out of that shell of yours in a sense of being reserved and put away? What made that change happen for you?
Honestly, I would say it was due to modeling. Like, when you decide to do something like this, like, it's essentially as like an entertainer, you have to be able to like mingle with people, communicate with people and all those things. So, when I started modeling, I had to realize real quickly, like, I gotta be a people's person, whether I want to or not, I have to. So I guess that was like the push that I needed to, be more like outspoken and get myself in these uncomfortable positions, like this, for example.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And it begs the question too, because don't get mad at me. Don't make fun of me, man. Damn. But it begs the question because like you weren't really exposed to modeling until you kind of got recruited, right? Was that like kind of a hard, I guess, transition to get into from like kind of just being reserved and then now kind of being the face?
Oh yeah, I would say I still deal with that struggle now because like, let's say for example, like I can't take regular like phone pictures. Like if you took a phone picture of me, I'd be like, ew, no, like it needs to be edited 4K HD, like that's not the right angle, like what are you doing? Like hold on. Now take it.
Hello.
Like,
Hello.
Nobody caught that?
Yeah. So I would say it definitely like skewed my, I guess, like view of myself of like it needs to be perfect, like down to measurements and all those things. But I guess good ways of how I kind of like ground myself is reminding myself like that's not real. Like social media is not real. Like what they show in magazines, that's not real. The pictures I take on the daily are edited. That's not me, and naturally. Right. So those are things I just have to constantly remind myself. But that's definitely like a struggle, a portion of the struggle of like being a model is that you just feel this intense like wanting to be perfect down to the T.
Do you feel like you have pressure when it comes to like you modeling, like at all? Do you feel like you have?
You like have to look good all the time.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have that kind of?
Even though you do, it's a fine. But yeah, just a question.
I'm like, say that again. No, I'm kidding. No, for sure. I feel like, especially like with my social media specifically, it's only my modeling stuff. There's nothing really personal on there that I put on there. And I originally did that on purpose because I just wanted to strictly build my portfolio because I didn't really care for social media. But I feel like now that I've done that, it's like, I think there's like this people expect a certain person when they see me, like nails done, hair done, makeup, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm just trying to get some groceries, bro. Like, like I don't want to look 10 out of 10 all the time, but I do feel that pressure of like, I have to show up as Nefan the model and not necessarily like just Nefan that likes to chill.
Right.
And actually, I'm very curious too. How did your parents react when you?
There we go.
That's a good question. Because, us foreigners, and our parents, you must be doctor. You must be lawyer. You cannot be anything outside of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So surprisingly, my parents were pretty like cool with it. They didn't, they probably didn't want me to like 100% pursue modeling, but they never, outwardly was like, don't do that. They were just kind of like, okay, like I showed them the pictures that I took and showed them like the hard work that I put into my craft. And they were just like, okay, well, keep doing what you're doing. Like I see the potential in it. So invest in it, Right. I think what really helps as well is that a lot of South Sudanese models, especially now, are just like huge, like super huge, walking in major, shows and shooting for major campaigns. So I think they also see like that and they're like, okay, that could be my daughter. There is other avenues of making money other than just school.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I think we can relate with that as well because we have families that come from a different country, first generation kids.
Right.
And that same pressure of like, I need you to be a doctor, I need you to be a lawyer or an engineer, and I need you to make some money so I can retire early. Yeah. Type of thing.
Yeah.
So I get
still hasn't happened yet, but we're working on it.
Soon enough.
So we can relate for sure. And I get that because I think we can all agree that we feel pressure, even though our parents have learned to love us as we grow older, and they've learned to grow with society and society expectations. But I think it's the constant battle you have with yourself that like I need to make my parents proud.
Yeah.
Is that something that you deal with to this day? I mean, that you have to make your parents proud because they brought you over here, land of opportunity. You need to make money. You got to get a house. You got to get a family. You know, do you feel like generational pressure, I guess, in a sense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, side note, is he the only one that got questions? Like, no, I'm kidding.
He likes to talk. We're just gonna let him talk a little bit.
What, man?
You guys gonna let him get it all out, and then it'll go down the line.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
got
is usually
you.
how the podcast goes. We let P get it out first, and then we come back in, and we're like, okay.
That's what happens when you're the pretty one. So.
And then we'll start talking about aliens and stuff. But no, that's later on.
Yeah. I'm like, you two
That's
can
my
leave
saying.
now. No, but to answer your question, for sure, you know, I'm also like the oldest daughter, and I feel like, especially in my community, like the women, we get a lot of, there are a lot of high expectations put on us very early on to be like perfect, like wise for our future husbands and be really smart and educated and have all these attributes under our belts really, really early on. So I think naturally for sure I do, just because like that alone, but then also like I am the oldest of so many siblings. Exactly, yeah. So I have to set a good example. And then, you know, just the community, I mean, I'm sure you guys can relate, like regardless if your parents accept you, they gonna be talking their shit, you know what I'm saying? The other ones are gonna be like, oh my God, she's not in school. Like, what is she doing with her life, you know? So I definitely can relate to that as far as like, there has been times where I'm like, dang, like, should I just quit this and, you know, like listen to what they're saying? And like, as you see your peers graduate, you just feel like you're behind and like just all these negative feelings start to come up. Yeah. But I feel like at the end of the day, like, the only person that has to answer to your life choices is you. Like, you know, when you pass away, the only person that has to deal with everything that you've done is yourself. So I always remind myself, like, well, I'm the only person that has to answer to myself. Y'all don't pay my bills as well. You guys will not be taking care of my future kids as well. So, you know, I think just having that, like, very confident in what I do and knowing what I, you know, knowing the end goal and trusting myself helps.
Yeah.
Well, how has the transition been for you? So for modeling in Utah, you've been around. Have you been in New York? Correct? Or we had this conversation. I think you said you're going to New York. Or how is modeling in
New
Utah?
York Fashion Week 2023. That was me, Romeo Hunt. No, okay.
So how
Talk
has the Utah scene opened up your mindset to how the world is when it comes to this modeling stuff, and how different it is for people to start in Utah of people of color?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like with Utah, it's such a good playing ground because you can try it out for the funsies and, you know, kind of get the full experience and not like get blackballed or like, get like intense, like terrible, I don't know how to, like outcome, you know what I mean? Like out here, thank you guys. I appreciate your patience. You're like, spit it out. But I feel like here in Utah, like we have such a good like underground scene of where you can try out modeling and see if you like it or not, and like decide whether or not you want to pursue it or not. And then also you can pursue other areas, whether that be model coordinating or, you know, designer or makeup artist. Like we have that available for people. So I think that's like a plus, whereas like it might not be as easily accessible in other areas. I would say the downfall though is that because our modeling scene isn't as like intense as other areas, you might lack in certain parts, like on-set etiquette. Like that's very important to have certain etiquette when you're on set. Like when I did work for the AMF fashion show, like there were certain things that I was worried about. With fashion shows, it's very normal to have a lot of time, like space out time. I'm sure you know this. Like just a lot of time, like waiting for, you know, whether you need to do your makeup or rehearsals. But, you know, if you're a seasoned model, you know, like to bring a book or, you know, to make sure you have your songs downloaded so you have something to listen to. Like, you know how to pass time until you're ready for showtime. So I would say that's one thing that Utah doesn't prepare you for. But for the most part, it's a really good place to start.
So does Utah even have a fashion week? type of thing?
They do. They have
We
Salt
do?
Lake Fashion
Yeah.
Week and
Do
then
we?
Park City Fashion Week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I was unaware. That's lit. I didn't even know. When is that?
I think
You know?
castings are coming up. So, P,
When is it?
There you go.
I don't know exactly, but
Yeah, I'll make sure. I'll make sure I'm there.
If anyone out there is trying to cast P for any modeling gigs, movies, or anything else, reach out to us at Off the Menu. Or Moose as well.
If you want me to do a skit or whatever, I'll do that too, whatever.
But what would you say, like, for anybody starting out modeling in Utah specifically, like, what are kind of some advice that you would give?
I'll say what I personally did. So for the first 2 years of my career, I literally only did collabs, strictly collabs. So I collaborated with photographers, makeup artists, designers, and that really helped me in the long run because now when I try to book like paid shoots, I don't necessarily have to prove myself. Like my work shows it like for itself. So I would say, first work on building your portfolio. And there are many people out here that are willing to collaborate with you for free. And that's like really golden and awesome because, it is very expensive to book like photographers, makeup artists, a studio, like all that stuff costs money. But I feel like with the Utah scene, the modeling scene, everybody is so willing to help each other out. So all it takes is really just reaching out and having that courage to be like, hey, do you want to work together? And
Right.
for the most part, they'll say yes.
Because I'm like, I know that Utah is growing, and I think we have a lot of opportunity in the sense of like movies get shot here. But how would
yeah.
you say when you're actually in the industry, like where do you see Utah right now, and how can it grow, like even within the next like 5 years?
Loaded question.
I know, it's a loaded question.
As far as
Just modeling and like fashion in general.
I think we're heading towards a good direction. I think that we are going to get there eventually. And I feel like one thing I really appreciate about Utah that I would say like maybe other bigger markets, like let's say New York or LA, is that because we are smaller, I think if let's say we want to diversify the scene, I think it's more like attainable than like in New York because it's so huge and it'll take much longer. But out here, if we have enough people advocating for the right things, we can shake up the market for real. Like I would say in these past couple of years, I've started to see more diverse models shooting for these local brands because I would say we're complaining about it. We're like, hey, you guys have the same people shooting the same girls every week. Like there are other people out here and we have a huge like minority base in Utah as well. And they need to be seen, So I think over the course of this year or these couple of years, it's starting to show, but ways that we can make it better is by just doing it more, like really just doing it more. And then like actually being genuine behind it. Like I feel like you can tell the brands that are taking that title of being diverse and inclusive just for the name and, for legal reasons. And then the brands that actually genuinely want to, actually implement those things.
Sorry, people are walking. I'm just not used to it. I'm like,
We're gonna want to give them some time.
yeah. But yeah, so like with the scene growing in Utah, do you see Utah being as maybe a hub of where people can start and finish their careers in modeling? Because everyone wants to go to LA or New York or Atlanta now, Seattle. There are other places now where the market is more broad. Is this a place now that we can start looking forward to having a fashion scene with models and other things like that?
Like as big as like
Comparable.
other
Comparable,
markets?
is this
Yeah.
a place where people can come and make it a home and make this and be part of the scene that we're starting to build here?
I mean, you're kind of starting to see it now with really big brands from New York and California coming out here to shoot, especially I think
actually.
specifically with our like scenery. Like here in Utah, you can shoot in the desert and then go to the salt flats and then go take yourself to the mountain. Like it's really diverse as far as shooting wise. So I think a lot of bigger brands and companies have noticed that and have wanted to come out here and shoot. And then also, like, I don't know if I love this, but when they come out here, like, booking models is a lot cheaper as well. So you'll see that brands will come out here and shoot just because overall the budget is just much cheaper. So I could definitely see that in the future, like, becoming more common. But would I say, like, compared to New York? I don't know. I think that'll take some time for us to get to that point, but I think we have a lot of talented, individuals here that could bring more eyes to Utah so that, we, get more eyes on us and, get bigger and go to Milan possibly or, other areas. But Utah itself being just a scene,
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Do you think people here have like a specific type of, like, do you think Utahns have a way they dress and like, oh, they're from Utah? Or you wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah. Somebody said yes.
Somebody said yes.
Somebody said
Say it
yes.
out louder, sis. Say it out louder, sis. Yeah, no, for sure. I think
so?
that, oh my God, who was it? I think it was my mother agent who said, like, when she had came back out here, because she's from, well, she's not from California, but she was in California for 10 years before she came back to Utah. She was like, the Utah fashion scene, we're like 5 years behind.
Really?
Yes.
That's what she said?
Yeah, it's like she'll come out here, it's like, oh, you guys are wearing joggers? That's so 2016. Like, that level of just like, the fashion here is just
People are
outdated.
still wearing joggers?
I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm
Just
trying
because
to
you dress
say.
up all the time, like not everyone is.
I'm like, you there with the joggers.
I'm teasing.
Get him out of here.
I'm teasing.
Get him out of here.
I'm teasing.
No,
I had to look at everybody in the audience. I was like, who's wearing joggers right now?
Who's got joggers on?
I know, dude. I'm actually wearing pants today. This is crazy.
This guy only wears shorts year round too. So,
So
oh,
there is a specific way Utahns dress in? Would you say that?
I feel
Because
like
can't
there's
tell.
two different ways, right?
can't
I
tell.
feel like there's the, like, Mormon, like, very
Okay, yeah. Blue collar,
like,
white collar, yeah, type of thing. Yeah.
Sure.
Type, almost, yeah.
Sure. Like, floral dresses, like, very strict,
Okay.
conservative style of dress.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I feel like when you get more like, I guess underground, like grungy, it's the baggy jeans and the baggy tee, like, cool. Like, I don't think
But that's not specific to like Utah, I guess.
No, but you
right?
see it very often, like,
Yeah.
like the boy jeans and like, the
thrifted-
tight
the
white
thrift-
top, or
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's very, I think for Utah, our style is very like either TikTok coded or just simple.
Kind of.
that's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
The crowd agrees? Okay, cool.
I feel like Utah's
I-
a very mixed bag though, because we have like a very small subculture that's a little bit more fashion forward.
Yes.
But then to the masses, of course, like they don't really care what's trendy, what's cool. So the accessibility of what we're able to kind of like have here and like shop for is a little limited. So I mean, I think the one thing that we have in Utah, everybody loves a thrift.
Yeah.
I think that's something cool. Like dead old guy clothes is like really cool in Utah. And I could speak to that because that's mostly what I
you're not
wear.
lying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, shoot.
That's true.
1879, George Washington.
But like, I agree, but I feel like even that is like heavily influenced by like the New York style, not necessarily like
California, New York,
Utah. Yeah, California, New York.
Big
Like,
thrifted hoodies and the big jeans and some boots.
they've been doing that since 2010. Like, we're mad late.
No,
like,
yeah, for sure. New York has been doing it for a while, yeah.
We've been doing that since hip hop, 90s.
2000s,
Yeah,
90s, yeah.
yeah.
And it's true. Utah
Yeah.
does get things a little late. Like, we've had conversations plenty of times with people like talking about Silicon Slopes, thinking about all the tech that's coming. They've been talking about this for the last 15 years. And so I see it now with fashion, how it is very trendy out here for a lot of people. You can go to a Post Malone concert and every girl under the age of 18 is wearing baggy pants and a white spaghetti
Why are you
strap
coming for
shirt.
my girls?
I'm just saying. But, and then 30 Air Force Ones. Okay, that's
the dirty
that's
Air
what you're
Force
gonna
Ones
see.
or pandas.
Or
I'm sorry
them
for anybody
Uggs.
who wore pandas.
Yeah. Now it's
I like
Uggs.
Uggs. I won't lie. I like
he
Uggs.
actually whispered to me last week. He's like, dude, I'm
Wait,
about to
what
buy some
is
Uggs.
like a trend right now, a style trend that you guys hate?
Oh, that's a great question.
A
Yeah.
trend, a fashion trend?
Yes.
Wow. You have something in mind?
I don't
I gotta
pay
think.
attention to trends.
I gotta think.
You?
I hate a lot of things.
Yeah, you're a big hater. I know.
No, I don't hate a lot of things.
Actually, I am.
Well, it's just like when I don't like to say this.
The
'cause
Playboy
it's-
Cardi reverse jersey.
You don't like that? You don't like the
I
reverse jersey?
hate that.
You don't like the reverse? I think the reverse jersey's hard.
Because you hate Satan. It's okay.
I think the reverse jersey's hard.
that a good thing
You should
or
put that on backwards. Bro.
It's a good thing.
He's like, boo you.
I'm gonna say dunks, but here's the reason why. Because I used to work for Nike for like 5 years, so I got to see kind of like a trend. And when I was first working at that store, I got to see when people were hating on Air Force Ones.
Oh, wow.
And then they loved Air Force Ones the next year. Shit you not. And then dunks, we had dunks in the store. They were just sitting on shelves. And then everybody was like, I don't really like dunks. And I would talk to other guys that were like other sneakerheads, and they would love like the puffy tongue dunks. And they're like, I won't wear anything that's like a sportswear dunk. And then, shit you not, I quit. Next 3 years, it's the most poppin' shoe. Nobody cares if it's a puffy tongue. Nobody cares if it's a sportswear dunk. Like, and then everybody's wearing dunks, and I was like, everything's just a sham.
Because they couldn't
Everything's
afford
a lie.
They couldn't afford the ones, so they had the dunks, bro.
I guess so.
The ones
but
that go up $20.
Yeah, let us be poor in peace.
I'm poor too, and I look nice.
Dunks,
You know?
dunks used to be affordable.
It's just like, I think it's more on the idea that like people are super willing to jump on a trend if it's amongst the masses, and the individuality kind of gets lost in translation somewhere, even for the more fashion forward.
I piggyback on that. Yeah, I don't like. Be different and stop trying to dress the same as somebody else.
In a whole
I don't know.
turtleneck, a white turtleneck at that.
Who's wearing this? Who's wearing
different.
brown corduroys and a white turtleneck right now?
doing it again.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that you had to like, I got to be like super individualistic and wear studded
Wear your shirts
belts
inside
and
out.
I got a crop top with my belly button hair showing, you know, like you don't have to go too crazy, but I feel like it's like even the Tyler thing that's going on. Like a lot of guys love dressing like Tyler, and I love his look too. But
And
it's
Yachty.
so
Yachty? Yeah.
like they dress nice, but you can just see that it's just like they've taken so much inspiration when there's nothing kind of theirs in there.
Everyone has a mood board now. That's what
Yes.
that's what the trend is. Everyone has a mood board. Everyone's picking pieces from what they like.
Yeah.
And it's fine. I think what fashion's where it at. I just don't like the Cardi reverse jersey. That's But when I saw the pictures at Complex Con and everyone non-colored was wearing a do-rag and wearing reverse jerseys. So this was a trend that was
Really?
happening. And it's because Playboy Cardi. This is a big thing that people are talking about. And I'm sitting there like, I get it. You guys like
Do-rag
Cardi, but you
dudes.
guys don't need waves. You know, it's stuff like that. You guys, this is not for you.
It's like, I think
You
they listen to
swimmies?
Kid Lowry or something. I don't know. But I want to flip
starter
that.
kit?
I want to flip that question on you. What's your like trend that you hate?
Honestly, there isn't really any like trend that I hate. Like if you could put that shit on, you could put that shit on. Like I feel like
100%.
you could really make, for the most part, anything look good if you're just, you know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I would say I hate jeans that cut at like the ankle. Like I hate when people are wearing the wrong pair of jeans. Like not
Don't
the
even talk. You got
loud-
the coolest jeans on right here. So
and do. Like
Those are pretty fine
I don't
jeans, actually. Those jeans are fine.
I would say I think for people that I don't like how they dress, it's like it's most likely just like they're not dressing like their body type, I guess. Like,
there we go, yeah.
I feel like anybody can
Smart.
look good in
Yeah.
like, certain things, but like, dress your, you know what I'm saying, your shape, you know what I'm saying? Like you will never catch me in a romper, okay? Rompers are a no-go for me.
really?
No.
I'm just curious. I don't like rompers.
No, you would look bad as in a romper, but
Me?
yes.
Damn, son. We're
Baddie,
we're gonna have to test this out.
baddies.
Really? Hold on.
100 likes will get him to wear a romper for the next episode.
Wait, what kind of romper? There's a lot of rompers out there.
The one that rides up, dude.
Hey, chill, man. You don't want to see my crack? I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna tell my wife that I'm bad in a romper. Apparently, shoot.
A baddie in a romper, yeah.
That's what you're getting for Christmas. It's coming around the corner.
Oh, God. I'm
Men and women's field. Let's
Should
start
get
that.
you a Batman one.
And then take Christmas photos with that romper. With
You
your
guys
dog.
just want to like sexualize me like a motherfucker. I am not about that. But okay, let's flip the question in a more like positive light. Like, what's something that you really love that's going on right now?
I love a jersey. Love me a good jersey.
Okay.
I think that's a really good trend that's going on. The baggy look, I love that. I feel like anybody can wear it. You know what I mean? Just throw on a baggy tee, baggy jeans, and some jewelry, and you look like 10 out of 10. I love that. What else is like a trend? Honestly, I'm gonna be so real. Like, I'm not like a deep fashion girly. Like, I just model. Like, I just take pictures for the most part.
She's like, I just look good.
Yeah, like you know how like no, seriously, because you know how like some people are like, oh my god, that Chanel fall season 2022.
Oh, I
love.
hear you.
I'm not that person. Like,
I wish I was that person.
I'm not that detailed type
That'd
of
be
person.
nice.
Dude, I can't afford that, so I can't be that person.
Oh, P, what do you like?
What do I like?
Yeah, what do you like?
That Ross 2022. Like,
God.
I'm kidding.
Sometimes Ross got some fire,
DI,
though.
that
No,
okay?
Ross does
Savers,
have fire. Ross
that
does have
Savers,
fire.
that DI, that I
Okay.
shop affordably. I shop affordably.
So affordable shopping. Tay, what about you?
Affordable shopping is the best.
No,
You
no,
gotta
no.
like something.
I might
you
find
don't
some
hate
pieces
I
at
anything.
like,
Target or
I like
Walmart.
Mitchell and Ness basketball shorts, and then Shaka wear tee. That's
It shows what
that's
generation
all.
we come from.
Like I said, I don't wear cardigans. This is the first time I've ever worn this.
It looks
I don't-
nice. Give it up
I
for
don't
him.
wear
It looks
pants.
nice.
More
I
about
don't-
nothing, baby.
I'm usually in foam runner shorts and a shirt. That's all. All winter around. No hoodie, no anything. Just
The thing is, with guys, honestly, I feel like less is like best. Like you're wearing like what? Black jeans, black shirt, little cardigan, easy, nice. It looks nice and fashionable. But the backward jersey, and now you want to put on purple pants, and you want to be
Hello?
different so bad. Like that right there, don't do too much.
I might
Don't do
do
too
that.
much. Like I feel like with men, just keep it simple and cute, and you'll rock it. You'll get away with it. But I feel like with women, because we have such a diverse, like you could wear a dress, you could wear a romper,
Yeah.
It's more pressure. But for guys, I'm like, it's really simple. You guys just buy 4 pair of white t-shirts and 4 different jeans, and you're good. You're good.
that's all I've been saying.
He's looking at me crazy because I can't wear white t-shirts.
I mean, I can wear white t-shirts. What do you mean? Why can't you?
I can't wear
Black.
white t-shirts.
We know why he can't wear white t-shirts. Don't ask him in public.
Oh,
Should I say this in front of a live crowd? I can't wear white t-shirts because you can see my nipples. No lie.
He's
Wear white-
insecure.
they
He's
look like
insecure.
milk duds.
oh shit!
That is the end of that answer.
I'm honestly surprised that you did that because you've been insecure about that over years. So.
I know, but it's like you got to tell the people, and they're all looking at me right now. So I'm like, what are you gonna say? I know it's
I'm
the same. But I don't like to see
saying.
the. I don't
Like,
like to
why
see
are you
the
just
tank.
He
wearing
doesn't
it
like the
bare?
line
Like-
of the tank top.
I don't like to see the line of
I
the
said
tank
pasties.
top.
You're wearing a
He
t-shirt
doesn't
raw?
the
That's
idea of
crazy.
pasties. It's like some rave pasties.
That's why I love you, man. You're always finding solutions for me, okay? But we'll try, okay? But I was cursed. Thank you.
There you go.
Hey, next podcast, that's what you're gonna wear, okay? That's your project for the next podcast.
White t-shirt?
Yep.
You guys are killing me right now. This is what happens when men are vulnerable, okay?
It's vulnerable.
Hey yo.
Divisive.
Well, he's going back into a shell after this. We won't see him for a week.
He's not speaking the whole
Yeah,
podcast.
the rest podcast.
I'm gonna look at my closet and be like, maybe they're right. I don't know. You should try something new.
He's going on. He's like black shirt, black shirt, black shirt. Oh, black hoodie.
There we go.
That's really all you need, though. That's
What? Black shirt?
Yeah.
I have a lot of black
I
shirts.
have 30 of the same black
Just
shirts.
match. Literally just
Yeah.
match. Match your shirt, your top to your shoes, and wear some
Oh,
jeans, and
I
you're
need
good.
flavor, though.
Yeah.
You're
for sure.
different. You're 6'2". You're out of this conversation.
See,
You are 6'2" and you got facial hair.
Wait, what
It's a
happened?
lot different.
Wait, I missed this. What happened?
It's because I take pride in how I dress.
Okay.
Not to say that Moose doesn't, because Moose dresses really well. He's
So you say you put that shit on and they don't?
no,
Heard
no,
you.
absolutely
Yeah,
not.
you've been telling us
I
that.
heard you say you said that
No, no, no,
verbatim. I heard you.
Explain yourself.
It's just different lanes when it comes to dressing. That's just what it was.
Here we go. Gotta keep going. Yeah,
What?
no, explain
I
to
like
us.
to express myself through dressing, and Tay doesn't necessarily like to do that, so he wears basketball shorts and a black tee.
Question: would you wear a skirt?
It really depends.
He did wear a dress.
You can, I won't deny. I honestly, if I look good in that shit, I'm finna wear it. Straight up.
So who exactly deciphers if you look good in it or not?
Me.
Okay, heard you. So it's bias. Heard you.
Because I don't really care what anybody else says. I'm gonna look in there like, how's it look at my legs? Legs look good? How's the torso look? Torso look right? Okay, yeah, I can walk out of this, and look fine and be okay. I might get some questions, might get some looks, but I'm like, okay.
No,
doesn't
since
matter.
we're on this topic, actually, how was your experience modeling for AMF?
It was great. It was a wonderful experience. I walked for 2 brands. One was Akomi, which is streetwear.
Love
luxury
Akomi,
streetwear. Yeah, Gabby, great person. He put me in a cargo shorts and a button up and a hat. But another designer I didn't know about, which is Brian.
Yeah.
He put me in. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest with you. But it wasn't necessarily a dress. I'd like to say it was more like a robe,
Yeah.
and I looked like a Jedi.
Yeah.
But like
wanted
people
to
would
say
say
that.
like, "Oh, you look like you're wearing a dress or a skirt," but I'm like, bro, I put that shit on. So
You
I
look
don't know.
cool as fuck.
Yeah. So I don't. One thing about like the fashion and modeling is, like you said, I think confidence is a huge thing, and you have to be comfortable with who you are in your own skin, with like literally who you are and who you're comfortable with, your relationships, what you're attracted to, what you're not. Like it's just who you are. It's right. Oh. You gotta be right here with
Who you
it.
are.
You see what happens
say it
when
with
you're a
chest.
I got
man and you
nervous.
gas yourself too much.
After you just said be confident.
Okay.
No, you gotta- I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right.
And this is why men don't open up. Okay, like, let's make that clear. It's
We
to
bring
other
each other
men.
down.
Hey, it's different, okay? I love him so much. It's different. I can say these things.
Does he know that? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
I think most of the guys that watch our podcast, these guys were on our podcast earlier. Omar, but they know this. I'm sorry, I got way off topic. This is terrible.
What were we saying? I think
Like
anybody,
your experience.
My experience, yeah. I think it was really fun and enjoyable. Once again, I liked doing that, and if you look good, it's even better. Like,
Was that your first fashion show?
No, it was my first like big one though, like an
Okay.
actual like ticketed event.
Talk
like, that
about
was
it.
huge,
Talk
yeah.
about it.
So it was very exciting, and I can't thank you enough for the opportunity. And then Heidi's also here, so thank you.
Yeah,
Heidi,
shout
for
out to
that.
Heidi.
Thank
And Taylor and Allie
Yeah.
in the building. We have basically
It was a great
most of
experience,
the
and the
AMF
setup
team here.
was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the the installations that you made for each individual brand,
that was all Heidi. I
It
cannot
was
take credit for that,
top
darling.
tier. Top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever question of wanting to do that, modeling and go on a fashion show or take shoots, do it. Who cares? Just
Yeah.
do it. If you don't look good, then hey, you don't look good, but that's okay. At least you tried.
No.
Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. Like I
Yeah.
casted you outside of after the casting call, which was really dope.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like for me personally, like I love when people come up to me and tell me like, hey, I want to get into modeling. Like that's something that I'm interested in
Yeah.
because I literally will like if something comes up and I'm like, there will be like brands or like producers that'll be like, hey, we're looking for this type of people, do you know anybody that'd be a good fit for this? And I will literally advocate for you, for example. I'd be like, I think this person would be great for it. I think this person would be great for it. And, if it works out well, you'll get that casting. If not, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I love when people come up to me and tell me because I will literally have them in the back of my mind when I think about, casting for stuff.
I messaged you because I couldn't make the casting. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, hey, I want to do this. If there's any way that you can help me out. And then you're like, yeah, just
I was like,
show up.
no, Dusty, find another way. No, I'm kidding.
Dusty.
No.
And then I cried outside the door.
Yeah.
But thank you. No, that was super fun. And I enjoyed it, like I said. And I don't think, how do I say this? You put on a lot of your people for that fashion show.
Tread lightly.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I'm
but I'm
kidding.
saying though, you put a lot
I'm
of your
joking.
people, like your community and your people in that
Yeah,
fashion show. So
for
I
sure.
think that's huge. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And if they continue to wanting to do that, like you open that door for them.
Yeah.
And that's like you should, like, you know what I mean? That's a huge step for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part. Yeah, no, I think overall, like one major thing that I feel like with Utah, we just needed to like, we not only need to diversify the scene, but we
Yeah.
also need to get like the colored people some paid work too. Like we can't keep doing free work all the time. So it's like, how do we get to that point?
Yeah.
How do we get more experience under, our people belts so that they can book these really huge jobs and actually get paid?
Yeah.
And, a part of that is like fashion shows is a really good one because you get to meet so many people because so many people are on set working. I don't even know how many makeup artists were on the scene that day. It was so many, like, there were so many makeup artists, so many hairstylists that you can, you know, trade information with and get to know. And a lot of my booked work that I've gotten over the past couple of years have been referrals. And so I think that's very important to make sure you're putting yourself out there and you're in spaces where you can meet new people. But it's like, in order to do that, you have to provide that opportunity for people. Exactly. So I feel like when it comes to like the minority community, we rarely have that opportunity to do that, or they just don't freaking know. Like with AMF, a lot of the responses that I was getting back was that they just did not know. So I realized really quickly, like, I'm going to have to start like scouting for you guys. Like, I'm gonna have to start scouting for males, scouting for South Sudanese models, just scouting for, you know, people to make sure this lineup was diverse. Yeah. And, you know, when Heidi brought me on to be a model coordinator, I told her straight up, I said, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, that lineup, my people gonna be in the building, okay? Like, we're gonna have a diverse lineup, okay? Like, period, point blank. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Huge. 100%. Like I said, I think it's a beautiful thing what you did for the community and people of color to provide an opportunity for people to do that. Like I said, if they decide to continue modeling, then great. And if they don't, then that's fine. But you gave them a chance to have a spotlight for 10 seconds, and if they enjoyed it, then that's enough, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that kind of always a goal for you when you first started modeling? Like, you kind of noticed the lack of diversity, so you wanted to bring more in, or was it just something kind of came about naturally?
I would say it more so like came about naturally, and just also like speaking to other models that have been doing this like longer than me and going on set and just, you know, talking to them as well. I think it didn't really become apparent to me until maybe like this past like year, I would say, when I just started noticing like, oh, wait, hold up, this is actually a problem. Like, why is it that I've never shot with like other Black models? Like, why is it that I've never shot with like this model that I've seen so many times? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost as if they're scared to have two Black models on one set. Like, what's up? Are y'all scared? Like, what's the issue, you know? But you'll have like multiple Caucasian models on set, you know, and it's like, that's not a problem. It's just more of like, when it's consistent, it's like, well, am I a token? You start to ask certain questions, like, am I more just to meet the metrics of like, you know, legal reasons of like, okay, we need to have a certain group of people here, so hey, you just come shoot in February real quick and let's knock that out the way? Or is it you genuinely want to give us a platform?
Right.
So I think when I started noticing that, I was like, okay, well, all right, I don't like that. And how can I fix it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Because that's a huge issue. Like, I remember when we first kind of started doing like our clothing brand and taking pictures, we had like a lot of Asian friends. And we're just like, you know, when you start any business, you kind of just get your friends to model for you, do this and that. And I remember a feedback I got from a coworker at one time. He was like, I don't know, I don't feel like I could wear it because it just feels like it's almost like an Asian brand. And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, so I think it's that struggle. I think anytime that you're like trying to represent for your like culture, or even just being an Asian person or a colored person, like people just feel like it's too much of that, and they don't want to kind of fully embrace it like it's its own entity almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably would have side-eyed your coworker because, like,
I did.
How often do you
world?
get like a all Asian lineup, like freaking, you know, designer brand? Like, that's very rare. But I would say like I feel like why not? Why not? Like, we get a whole white lineup, like designer brand all the time. Like, what is the problem if it's the other way around? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but I would say, especially with like the history behind it and like, you know, where we live, like it's very apparent why, you know, there isn't like a diverse lineup when it comes to like bigger brands and things like that versus like the other way around. But I can wear your brand though, right? Long story short.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah, anytime.
I'm
That would be
gang, like it's
perfect.
okay. Bye.
We'd actually really like that.
We'll send you an invoice at the end of this.
So with you being a model and then now model coordinating, do you see, once again, I feel as if you're somewhat getting fulfilled when model coordinating and creating these opportunities for other people. Do you want to continue doing that to diversify this scene with colored people? Is that what you want like your end game to be? Or do you want to just keep modeling and then just live your life? Or you want to continue to model, coordinate, and get people opportunities that are people of color that you could kind of help in your community and other communities, I guess?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like I'm figuring it out. I feel like with every opportunity that comes my way, I kind of just, in that moment, like if I have space in my life to take it on and, provide opportunities for others, like for sure. But I think like, regardless of whatever I end up doing, I will always consider other people. Like even like, let's say this, for example, like when you came up to me and was like, hey, we'd like you on a podcast, I instantly thought of like, okay, how can we include other people in this? How can we make this bigger, I feel like with Utah, like our issue out here, and I don't get it, is that we don't collaborate enough. Like everybody 100%. Likes to stay in their groups, in their cliques. Like, so you want to shoot with the same people for 10 years, like forever and ever? Like you don't want to branch out and, see what you can make with other people. So yeah, when that opportunity got brought up to me, I was like, okay, hit up Kate instantly, Blood and Blush. All right, bet. That's right there. That's a collab between Off the Menu, me, and Kate. Yeah. So I think naturally, like I always think of ways of how to make things, bigger and better and include as many people as possible. Yeah. Also, Eddie will be showcasing his art installations after this. Yes,
sir. And actually, we didn't really like specify, but for those who don't know, like what is a model coordinator?
Oh yeah, great question. For those of you that don't know. I'm figuring it out myself too, but yeah, Heidi just gave me the title and I was like, bet, I'll do that. No, I would say for me specifically, my role in AMF as a model coordinator was just, making sure that we had the right models set up for each designer, as well as like casting, and then also just making sure like the models in general were taken care of emotionally. We're prepared, and we're ready to hit that runway. So I was in charge of rehearsals that day, as well as making sure everybody got fitted, and overall just making sure the outcome as far as models was.
Yeah, she was running around, bro.
Checkpoint. My God, there was a point. I wish somebody got this on camera.
Running around,
bro. There was there are escalators in the building, and they turn it off at a certain point. And there was one point where I literally jumped from the top of the stair to the bottom because I was like, I just need to get to where I need to be at. So I'm not gonna run down the stairs. I'm gonna just jump.
It's crazy. Yeah, she did. She did. It's funny because I had like a genuine conversation with her that wasn't about the work, and she goes, "Thank you so much for having this talk with me because I am so tired of just hey, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Are you here? Are you here?" It was funny.
Just putting out fires.
No, it was cool. Yeah, that's when you and then you started talking business again, and I was like, I can't trust nobody.
I will lie, yes, but we need you on the pod.
So anyway, yeah, whatever your feelings. So need you on the pod.
I did
November. No, it gets really hectic with fashion shows, like. But I mean, I loved it. It was so like exciting to even see like a lot of the models that walked for us were either new or just starting. So just kind of being there and like encouraging them and like, just telling them like, you got it. Like you're going to do amazing. Yeah. And seeing that to the runway, it was like really, really dope to see. Like I love seeing progress in people and like, wow, you really believed in yourself and you killed it. I actually have a question for you. So when you were ready in the show, before you walked out, like how was that feeling? Like you were like third person before you come out to walk on the show. Like how are you feeling?
He's doing his model face right now.
He was like in smolder.
I don't really it's
Zoolander.
It's really hard to say. I kind of just focus on the moment, I'd like to say. Like, I'm about to go out there. But it's one of those things where, like, I try not to take too seriously because I got to understand that I'm having fun. And if I'm not having fun, I don't want to be here. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I'm like, oh, this is my ego talking, but I look good. People are going to see me. And this is going to be fun because I look good while I'm walking, you know? It's just one of those things. So I don't think of like the technicalities of things sometimes.
You didn't feel like butterflies or nervous at all? You were just like, bet.
Yeah, not really. Honestly.
I just like, get your ass out there.
Yeah. Not really. Kind of, in a sense. It's probably like excitement.
Yeah.
Almost. Like
Okay.
butterflies of excitement, but it wasn't too crazy. It was more like, oh shit, I'm about to go. And like, I'm ready, you know?
Yeah.
It happens fast. You know it happens.
So quick.
It happens so fast. So I
So
don't even
quick.
really have time to think.
Yeah.
But I'm just really excited just to get out of there, you know? Like get out
good.
there and hi, bye.
Did you have that feeling though when your first big fashion show? Nervousness, but
Yeah.
I
How
always
you
do.
feel? Yeah.
Still to this day, like
Really?
I feel like what I've learned about myself is that I'm not a camera person, or you know, like deep down I'm like, fuck, I'm still a shy person.
How does it work?
Like, how does that make sense?
How do you not like cameras, being a model, and get paid? I don't know.
I don't know. And she doesn't care about clothes either, apparently.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
doesn't
know.
like clothes either. Yeah, I don't get it.
Okay, guys, it's very easy to become a model. You don't have to care about anything.
What they said.
So just the typical right before you go, nervous,
Yeah.
kind of like jitters, and then
Yeah, I get really, really nervous before I have to walk out on any show. I would say for photo shoots, though, if we're talking about like camera, just click,
Yeah.
click, that's a whole nother thing. Like,
that's a different
yes,
aiming.
like that right there, like that's my bread and butter. Like I can do that all day. But when it comes to like video, I get really nervous, or like fashion show, like runway,
Yeah.
I get really nervous. But once I start, it's like they go away.
Yeah, it goes away right as you get on.
It goes away instantly. Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
But
so
yeah.
what would you tell somebody that was to do their first show, that was having that issue of being nervous,
Mm-hmm.
and you know maybe like wanting to scurry away? Like, what was something that you would say to kind of like?
Honestly, first things first, and this might be weird, but use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Go
Fair
use the
enough.
bathroom so you don't, feel like you have to go pee and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then also like practice. Just practice while you have free time, like behind the scenes. Walk in those heels, just keep practicing and practicing, so then it becomes like just like automatic for
Natural,
you. Like
yeah.
I would say it's the same thing with sports, like
Yeah.
you're gonna get nervous, but you guys really implement, like just make it a thing to where like you don't even have to think about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know the angle, everything like that. So I would say that's the same thing with like walking on a fashion show. Like practice your walk, be confident in yourself and your walk, and then just go.
Yeah.
And breathe. Oh my God.
And look
That's
forward.
one thing. Oh. There was this one show that I did. I literally forgot to breathe. And by the end of it, I was like,
About passed out, huh?
Is it because you're nervous? And you're just-
yes, because I was so
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
nervous
yeah.
and I was like so self-conscious of like looking, perfect or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to fucking breathe. And sorry, am I allowed to cuss?
Oh, yeah.
This is
Bad. So fuck. No, I'm kidding.
oh my God.
Thank you. No. Go ahead.
Recording
What
will be good. We'll be good.
Because these.
That wasn't me that time, okay?
Yeah, no, I literally I forgot to breathe. Like I wasn't breathing, and by the end of the fashion show, I was like, "Hold up, almost killed myself there. I can't be doing that." So that's one thing I have to keep in mind when I'm walking. Is like breathe, be calm, just do what you do. So yeah, those are the three things I would say: use the bathroom, breathe, and trust yourself.
And as a non-model, do you guys really practice your faces?
What's up?
Like you got a model face?
You have to. You gotta know
you
your
actually
angles.
you're in the
Yeah, I actually- I-
You guys know when
mirror?
I came up in here, I said, "Where am I sitting? What is my angle looking like?"
Yeah, she was like,
I said, "Let me see how that looks in the camera," because let's be real. Like I feel like everybody has like a gooder side, a better side.
you know about that.
I know, I do know about
You're
that,
like,
but I'm
both
really
of my
bad at
sides
it
are
though.
great. Like I don't have a
when,
gooder
I hate
side.
when people she's taking pictures of me right now. But when people take pictures of me, I'm like, I don't know what to do with my face. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my nothing.
Yeah.
But there's some people that just go like right away. And I'm like, God damn. And it's just like something, a concept that I've never been able to grasp. I'm like, how do you?
No, it's definitely a skill. That's one thing I will say. Like, put some respect on models' names, please,
Yes.
and thank you. It is a skill that you have to, practice and really put hard work behind. Because, like you said, like if I pulled out a camera in front of you guys, are you guys gonna know what to do? No, wrong answer. No, no. You have to learn how to be natural in the most unnatural state. Like there's a freaking big old camera in your face and you have to pretend like you don't see it, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to know your angles as well. And you have to know how to move your body. I think the big thing is just like moving your body and providing different angles. That's the part where you have to like get your skills and really practice on. So to answer your question, yes, I do stand in the mirror and practice, you know, angles and stuff, but it just helps you. Oh, what are you trying? What?
No, because he looked at me and I'm like, he knows I'm gonna go home, and then I'm gonna be in the mirror.
And then I'm gonna look at
let's
myself.
try a little something else.
With the white T-shirt on. No cameras though. No cameras.
No reasons.
You could do this.
You're going out today in a white shirt.
Taha. No.
No, and another thing is like, do you have any like models that you looked up to?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I named them earlier, but yeah, Nak Yai, love her. Like, I would say she was one of the first like South Sudanese models to really blow up, and her case was really like rare and, you know, amazing story that a random photographer took a picture of her at a Howard homecoming, and then she blew up.
Oh, really?
Yes, and then she
That's
blew
fire.
right, and then she blew up, and then she got signed, and now she's like walking in like freaking gala and just doing amazing things. So that is one model that I absolutely do like admire.
Damn, the freaking models is gonna be picking up at Panda Expresses and homecomings and stuff. Like, damn, this is nuts. Sorry, this is off track.
I mean, don't get it twisted though. It's definitely not glitz and glamour. I would say for you two, like outside looking in, like what does like modeling look like to you guys?
A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Heard you.
Well, it's like when I would watch anyone on a runway, I kind of see nervousness or I feel emotion, and so I kind of feel like there's a lot behind the scenes that we don't get to see. There's a lot of humanity behind walking on a runway that a lot of people don't get the grasp on. But when I get the chance to, you know, I watched P in his first fashion show this year.
Well,
It was not the first one, but yeah, one of them earlier this
yeah.
year, and I was watching people get nervous walking down the stairs because it's at the Capitol. So this one's a really big one too. So walking down the stairs at the
Them
Capitol,
stairs are steep.
Brutal, yeah.
Steve.
I was trying so hard not to.
yeah. So that was
that's
a
a
big
lot of
takeaway
stairs.
for me as well, to see that there's a lot of obstacles in front of them. Being able to get around the obstacle first of all, and then get back, reset themselves. You can still
Yeah.
see a lot of it behind it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to say because I love like the fashion industry, so I know like models are a very crucial part. I've always looked at them as kind of like the canvas.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite models is Evan Mock. He's like did you guys know what Evan Mock is? Anybody? No? Wow, nobody. But he's beautiful. He's just like a skater kid in Hawaii, and then somebody kind of just saw him in the skate park and like picked him up. But I think he has like just a really good look. And I know that who laughing at me right
They're
now?
looking
They're
him up.
looking him up.
Oh, look him up, yeah.
They're looking it up.
wanna
If you
see
look
he's
at
beautiful.
he was
Hey, can I see, sis? Can I see?
he is beautiful. He was
He is indeed beautiful.
He's like
He is indeed beautiful.
he's modeled for like Gap, and he's also I think he's like on Gilmore Girls or something. I don't know, something random like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just like I don't know how to put it. I appreciate beautiful people, and I
Yeah.
think when you're able to kind of showcase like any brand makers out there that need people to kind of like show their stuff, I feel like models are just they have the ability to do that I can't. Like I can't walk in front of a bunch of people, show off the clothes, be super confident, have a good look. But
Why are you scary?
and,
Yes,
like,
you can. Yes, you can.
I just I don't know. I talk too much. I think I don't know.
You'll walk out there and like do a stand up.
The only way I can put it is that like they have just a very unique skill set that I don't have, but I would love to put somebody in that does have that skill set in anything that I create in the future.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You guys are just cool. That's why I make fun of this guy all the time because I'm very envious.
I'm not really, you know.
Because he's
You are
jealous.
great. You're very good at what you. I'm not jealous. Like, is that envious? Is envious jealousy? Okay. I am
Proud.
a little- envious.
Kind of.
Thank
Oh,
you.
well, jealousy is like, hey, envious is like, damn, I wish I had that.
Okay. Maybe I admire you for that. Okay.
Okay, that's a better word. That's a better word.
Because
There we go,
that's a
yeah.
better word. Yeah, thank you. Because I know I'm not gonna go out there and do it, but then like somebody beautiful like him, I'll be like, hey, go be free. Yes. Wear
You'll be
it.
pretty.
So I don't know. It's just it's just like a different thing.
I mean, for me, I'm not from, well, it's a lot of work at the end of the day. You're there from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So it's a whole day thing. So the mental fortitude you got to have to do working with a bunch of people, making sure that everything looks right, making sure that you're walking correctly, making sure the pace is right, making sure that your angles are correct. It's just a lot of meticulous things that you have to pay attention to. So mentally can be very draining. But like I said, if that's the case and you're not having fun, then maybe, something should be changing. That's how I look at it.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I remember when on your fashion show, you were there the entire day.
Yeah, I was there the
from
whole day.
rehearsal down to when you guys actually have the show and then afterwards too. So
yeah,
totally.
But it's fun. Like I said, if you enjoy stuff like that, do it, and you do, but
it's really easy to kill time too.
Yeah.
And then when it gets intense, like the hour before the show actually starts, you're gonna wish you had more time.
It was so hot. It gets so hot.
And be like, I wish we had 2 more hours left.
Yeah. Everybody getting dressed up. We're getting lined up.
Yeah.
Room is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And actually, another question that we had for you is you work with a ton of brands, but is there any brands that you really look forward to working with?
Or you'd want to work with?
Or want to work with?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say overall, I'm still starting. I'm still in my rookie stage.
Yeah.
So I would say there are a ton of brands that I would love to shoot for. Hey Zara, hit me up. Hey Chanel. Hey, Rihanna, Fenty, please and thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
So those would be some that I would like to. But I think my goal for this coming year is to hopefully shoot internationally or model more internationally.
Yeah. I think that's sick. I think you could do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you could do it. Yeah,
Y'all agree?
You got fans.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Man, that went by fast.
I know, it's already been our full hour.
Yeah.
Well, this is where we're going to open up the floor. If you guys have any questions for Nefan, you guys can please
Or
ask. Or us as well.
But if not, we can party.
This is actually P's making his debut tonight. Proper. It's Proper, 2 P's in front of Proper. That's how he's going to spell his name, but he's going to be DJing
Just say it's
tonight.
proper.
Just proper.
So the question is, what can Utah do? No, that's for the people that are for
the view.
the
Yeah.
YouTube. I'm not just.
We gotta make sure the YouTube can hear the question.
Sneak this in.
Gooba's just laughing.
We gotta make sure that. So, what was it? So, what can we do
What
to
can
make
Utah do?
to make the fashion industry better, and what can clothing brands do to kind of collaborate to make? Yeah. What can we do? It's a question for you. I think we can all kind of
Right.
chime on that, but
That sounds like more of a fashion question. To be
I'm more
honest,
of a model.
I just model.
She's like, I put that on.
I think
As far as style and Utah, just put that shit on, please and thank you, and be original, and don't be afraid to step outside the box and try something new. And I think that's really it. I feel like the talent is here, and
100%.
maybe there's a stigma or something that's holding people back from showcasing their talent, but really just do it.
to
Yeah, you hit
piggyback
on the head.
to answer Omar's question, it's to what Nefan said earlier. I think that we just need to collaborate more as a community. We have so many ideas that need to be shared, and some things just don't get put out because somebody's not confident in it. If you're not, the next person to you might believe in you more than you believe in yourself, and y'all can do something that is magical. So I think at the end of the day, work together. We're here to help each other. I think that if you have an awesome idea that you're not so sure about, share it with somebody that you think is in the same field as you. Maybe that's not even in the same field as you, and they might be able to take that somewhere that you don't think you could have taken it. But don't be afraid of somebody taking an idea from you, because once again, if it's out of genuine curiosity and love, I think it comes from a good place. I think you should do it.
Can I also add that I think another issue that we have in Utah is that everybody wants to be the first to do something.
Yeah.
And
Soulja Boy.
what ends up happening is that we have 10 brands of literally the same shit, you know, and it's like nobody wants to just help or add on to another brand. Everybody wants to create their own from scratch. And it's like, that's so counterproductive. It's like, if you see another brand that has maybe the same idea as you do, figure out a way of how you can help and add to it. I feel like that would go a longer way than if you were to just start from scratch as well. And it's like jerseys with a letter J on it. Like just collab, you know, collaborate more and zeros all across the board.
Yeah.
But no, one of the zeros have a skull in it, so it makes it different. Like
Tough.
I think it's more so for Utah to get out of its shell is that we look at all these cities and we look at them as like being cutthroat, like no one's gonna make it out, everyone's selfish. But every time I go to one of these cities, they are collaborating to the fullest.
yeah.
There's for no reason at all on a Wednesday night, somebody's doing a pop-up and 100 people are at that pop-up right away. And these are all people in the same lane cheering each other on. And I think Utah has failed at that for many years where I'm going to stop this person from succeeding and blocking their entry point before they can even get started. And Utah has done that really well. And that's why we talk about Utah being cliquey, niche, and all this stuff. And it's once again, it may be into the fact that a lot of people grew up here together and this is who they want to grow up with and succeed with. And that's where we fell as a community, is that we don't open these doors for everyone else.
Not supporting each other.
Well, I've been to Japan plenty of times and I see all these. You can go to a coffee shop on a Tuesday night, you got to have pretty much half the city there and half the night, right? And that's just because they want to be places where other people are at and they want to communicate and build this community together. And we can do that here in Utah, and that's what we've been working on with this podcast is to open these doors to other people that are afraid to ask for help because the last guy they asked for help told them, nah, bro, you ain't gonna make it. Because we all been there. I've been there. We've been there on this couch. We've been told no. Yeah. We ain't gonna do it. We're Asian. We're not. No one's gonna look at you guys.
Not me though. Y'all stay safe.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm already out.
She got told at Panda that she's gonna make it. So
I've always been told I was gonna make it. I don't know. No, I'm joking.
To build on Tay's point, it's really just kind of the supporting each other. Because you look at like La Brea and Fairfax, you have the top brands all next to each other. Every brand is like sitting side by side, and it's a community. And I feel like, and you know, Omar's the one asking this, and he owns Hoodlum, and he's a dope ass motherfucker, you know. So, and he's a very big person that has been welcoming. He's here tonight with us, and we love him like so much. So he's one of those guys that actually support people. So there are guys doing it, but we're always gonna have those folks that are kind of trying to push each other out, trying to be like the coolest guy because it's cool to be the coolest guy, but it's just
like
we
that
just
meme going on.
I'm really just a chill guy. I'm just really just a chill guy.
No, can we talk about that? This disease, the Utah clout.
Oh my God.
Utah clout. That is not a thing, and it is not going to get you far, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
No, so it's really, we just really need to support the guys that are doing things around here. Like there's a lot of guys that are doing their own pop-up shops, and even from like the sneaker conventions that we have, we love to kind of just have our little block of guys doing all our brands together. And I think that's really like something that people need to start like supporting in one another. And we've seen it a lot, and it's starting to happen, but it's just, we need to evolve.
Needs to grow for sure.
Oh. Question in the back.
Who's a non-model that inspired you to be a model?
Who's a
Excuse me?
non-model that inspired you to be a model?
Non-model, non-ad that inspired you to be a model.
Can you give me an example? No, I'm kidding.
I was like, what?
A non-model.
Are you asking all of Nefan?
Directly at her.
Okay.
He said, F y'all opinion. I'm asking for fun.
She
I was
want to
like-
answer.
G-Dragon.
I was like Gohan from
No, it's not
Dragon
that
Ball Z.
I just
Gohan.
I'm teasing.
Kenny from South Park. That's my style.
That guy at Kmart, he's pretty inspirational. I don't know. Who's a non-model that inspired?
I feel like we got those people in different things, right? That we kind of look up to.
Oh, okay.
You know, even though they're not necessarily at, you know,
Oh, okay.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now.
I get what
Inspiration elsewhere.
Someone that's on
inspiration
another
elsewhere
field.
besides from from modeling. Yeah.
Like
Okay, I
building out the
understand
science
now.
guy.
I understand I would say, like, a person that deserves all their flowers would be, Simon. He is really, really, I would say for me personally, especially being a South Sudanese person
Simon's that
and
guy.
him being South Sudanese, like he's definitely one person out here that I'm like, okay, he's doing his thing and it's different from the regular, like going to school, so
Yeah.
I think he is a great example of like, just chase your dreams and, work really hard and it'll pay off.
Simon, you're that guy. I told you I need you on the
Shout
podcast.
out
Stop playing
Simon.
around.
Eddie's like, where does my name come up?
We got
Also,
a question in
Eddie,
the back.
amazing guy.
Zeno, what's good?
So I'm wondering, what inspires your personal style? Like, how do you, choose the things that you put on, and how do you, see yourself reflecting that out?
So
I put that shit on, huh? Hey, yeah, touch it. Hey, if I put that shit on, clap. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
A little late, but it counts.
That was real.
I was waiting for him to finish so
That
we
was
could
real
hear.
people.
So Zeno asked, "What?" Wait, I just lost myself, bro.
I'm finding it.
What inspires your fits, essentially, and how do you express yourself through your clothing and how you dress, and how do you?
I mean, like I said earlier, like I'm not a major fashion head. Like if I could afford a stylist, I would have one right now. But I would say one thing with like,
I'll do it. Swear to God.
not too much.
You can pay him in food. He's cheap.
I've been asked before. I'll do it. I swear to God. Anyways,
I
yeah, go
believe
ahead.
you, P. You don't gotta defend it. No, I'm kidding. No, I would say like with modeling, people put you. I've worked with many designers, and they've put me in different things, like just different styles that I would have never thought of.
Right.
So I think that has been a huge like part of it, where like I'll come on set and they'll put me in some shit that I would never imagine to put on, and I'm like, wait, hold up, kind of looks good on me, and then I go and get it. So I would say that's part of it, and then I would guess just social media and like actually, and then like real life people. Like when I see people, I evaluate their outfits pretty deeply. I'm like, okay, you got that on. And I like to take what I like. Like, oh, that's a nice little cardigan. Maybe I'll get me a green cardigan.
Yeah.
It is very true. We made this based off a guest. He came onto our podcast and I was like, you know what?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Elliot Tacky.
Oh, he did have that baggy
He had
ass
a green
bag-ass
cardigan on,
green
and I
cardigan.
said,
yeah.
damn, I
Need
need
that.
to go design that right now.
Hashtag need that.
So,
Yeah.
but it happens though.
Damn. What?
We got another question?
We got another one? Nobody?
After the AMF show, if you remember, some people that worked in motion design and VFX came up to you and said, like, would you coordinate? Did they ever reach out to you? And then the second question for all of you, when opportunities come up, which ones do you take? Like, what do you say yes and no to? And, like, what is your process of saying yes and no?
Ooh.
That's a great question. First question, I don't think that's something I could really speak on, just for security reasons. So just clip that out for
so
me,
that-
Tay. Thank you, thank you.
Don't worry, it won't pick up.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can ask after. And the second
second?
question.
The second question was, how do we decide saying yes or no on opportunities that are given to us, essentially? For me personally, if it serves me at the end of the day, and if it's helping somebody else also, if it doesn't harm anybody, and if I'm able to help somebody or myself, I am normally going to say yes. Just in that case, in that regards, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned from experience. I've said yes to things I shouldn't have said yes to. And I wasn't like fully emotionally, mentally ready to commit to those things like I should have if I were to say yes. So now that I've kind of like, been alive for a good amount of time, like you just want to go to whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel like you're passionate about that movement, what's going to bring you joy, and then also what you're going to be able to contribute. Like for the podcast, for example, it's like I said yes because, well, one, it's like my boys that I've been friends with for a really long time, but also it was to a point where we kind of felt like we had some value to say something, or we had some kind of like urge to do something within the city that we didn't think that we had the capabilities to do, but we're like, hey, why not? Like, let's do it. Even if there's no financial gain, there's maybe no even renown to come or popularity to come from this. It felt right to do for whatever reason. I think you just had to know what feels good and what you think you can contribute to.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say no, first of all. So
He says yes to everything.
Can you hand me a mill? Just a mill.
If I had a meal to hand you, I probably would.
Wait. He got to give it to us
Wow,
first.
a thousand.
If you need a nice cooked meal
$1,000.
at night, at midnight, I will cook the meal and deliver it to you. That's the type of person I am. So,
For the free? Okay, free.
Yeah, for free.
You can have the food. We can have the $1 million first.
Yeah, you can have the meal. We'll have the meal.
Nobody's getting a meal now.
I'm waiting for my check, man.
But I'm now learning from saying yes so often that it is very tiring.
Yeah.
And so I'm now looking at the opportunities as, is it more of a community gain versus a self gain? For me, I can care less if I'm going to gain anything out of it. But if I can bring people along the ride with me, then I'm more than likely going to say yes to the opportunity.
Yeah.
But if anybody knows anybody that's casting for like a Muppet movie or anything, like let me know, please. Like I really want to be in that.
He wants to be a Muppet.
I don't want to be a Muppet. I want to help the Muppets in a movie.
That would be pretty fire, you as a Muppet.
Dude.
How about yourself?
But you're not
Nefan?
supposed to know I'm the Muppet.
Yeah.
though.
How much what?
How about yourself about the opportunities when you determine to say yes or no?
I mean, right now I am signed to another agent. I'm signed to Best Management, so they handle all of that, which is really, really nice for me.
Right.
But I would say before, when I was just freelancing, for the most part, I would just assess the situation. Like if it's like a paid shoot, this is an issue. I have to bring this up. I have to talk about it.
Oh.
Another issue that we have out here is that people do not like to pay models, good freaking charges. Like they're like, hey, shoot for me for a full day and we'll give you some deodorant and chips at the end.
And I'll give you a shirt.
and a shirt that says love you.
That's true.
So I guess over the years, as I've, gotten more experience under my belt, this is why I say it's very important to know yourself, because like with these brands, if they can lowball you, they absolutely will. And you have to be ready to be like, well, then I just won't do it at all, because they will absolutely go and look for another model that will absolutely take on the deodorant and love you t-shirt, But I would say for me, I just deciphered like, how long do you need me there for? What's my rate looking like? I don't budge on my rate for the most part at the time. And then also like, I feel like because I am, I guess like a more rare looking model, like I am melanated, I am like a certain height, certain features. I also do try and be as picky as possible. But when it comes to like, let's say collab, and when we're talking about like the community, I am more like lenient, because it's like, we are doing this together, you know, like I know for a fact, like if you guys were to book me for a shoot, like if you guys could pay me a band, you would, hopefully.
If we could, absolutely.
Okay, good,
CEO's
good,
back
good,
there.
good,
You're
good.
asking the wrong guy.
Could. Absolutely.
If you guys could pay me that, you guys would. But, I understand what it's like to grow up, not so fortunate. So it's like, because you guys don't have it, should I then be like, no, I will not take on this opportunity? Right. Like, no, like it's a good time for the most part when I work with my people and people outside and within our community. So that is another part. And also with like fashion shows, I don't know, people act so surprised when I say this, but you don't really get paid for fashion shows.
No, yeah.
That is not a thing. Look at her. See, mouth wide open. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, you do not get really paid for fashion shows. Like it's very much like collaborative, like base, like, even with AMF, like everybody there was there just volunteering their time. And, you have to really love fashion to, dedicate a whole Saturday to just this one show, But yeah, I would say I just take on like what the opportunity is looking like. And if, that's something I would like to do. So for the most part, like if it's someone like local, like brands or whatever, like I'll do it if the quality is there. I would say that's my only like rule. Like the quality needs to be there.
Yeah,
like
quality
I was
itself.
telling you guys, like I really love your podcast because I love the camera quality. Shout out wifey. The camera
out to the wife.
quality.
Down.
Technical support.
Shout out wifey.
Sifu Ying.
I like the camera quality and I like the angles that you guys shoot and the equipment. Like you guys take it very seriously and you could tell that you guys put, hard work and money into this. So absolutely. Like, although I'm not getting paid for it, I still am appreciative.
You're not supposed to
be
tell
here.
them that.
Although I'm not getting paid a dime. I'm not getting paid a dime. Do you hear that? It's still a super dope opportunity because I'm getting to know you guys, and you guys have so much wisdom under your belts. You guys are older than me, and you guys have been in this industry much longer. So it's like long term, it's going to be beneficial, but I guess short term, for the average person, you don't see it. But
Right.
long term, once again, like referrals are very important. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could
Building
end up.
relationships at the end of the day, yeah.
Yeah, like you guys
100%.
can end up in crazy places and, advocate for me in rooms that I'm not able to and get me dope opportunities and things like that. So,
100%.
yeah.
No, we appreciate you coming on too. It was honestly such a blessing.
We appreciate that you put this all together.
Yeah, this
Nefan
is-
is she worked her magic, got everything done, and then we were like, all we did was go to lunch with her, and she's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And I was like,
Oh, you paid for lunch? Oh, I got this.
No.
It's like, wait, I wasn't there. You guys got lunch?
Sorry, sucker.
No, I just came here, man. I just clocked in.
It was in the group chat.
It wasn't the group chat.
You guys know I don't.
Yeah,
go out.
whatever.
I'm
we
like,
know.
just feed me and I got it. I got it from there.
But before we end, we have one segment. And it's called the Chef Special.
Oh.
And it is a piece of advice for the viewers or a recipe that you have that you'd like to share.
You've given a lot of advice on this.
Yeah, you
podcast.
have. But
Okay.
what's one piece of advice that, that you, I guess, practice every day or make sure you tell yourself every day, I guess?
Should we ask the audience? Like, you guys are here for a reason. What do you guys
Oh.
want to hear? Like, there's so many things I can.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
So, I just have a quick question for you, Nefan. Coming from another model who is not from Utah,
Yeah.
so coming out here to Utah for me was kind of like a eye-opening thing in a lot of things. But in modeling specifically, I want to see if you agree with me on this. In DC, we are very appreciative of all the models we have, of course, whatever race you are. And but specifically, we tend to have a lot more black models, and of all different kinds of shapes. Do you think that Utah kind of has a problem when it comes to appreciating models of all different skin types, men and women?
That's a great question. Okay, yeah. Okay, that was really nice because then I'll have a message at the end after I answer this question. Okay. I would say when we talk about like diverse models, I think it all comes down to advocating for us. I think when we think about bringing on models of different backgrounds, a lot of times people get stuck on the idea of like, well, we just need them there. And then once we do that, that's cool, whatever. No, the important part is, can you advocate for this model when things don't go right? Can you advocate for this model when their makeup shade isn't matching? When they're being discriminated against on set? Like, who is going to be there to defend that model and be like, hey, this is unacceptable. We don't tolerate this. I think that's the part that we're missing out here. And that's what we need to put emphasis on because, brands can hire black models all day, but that doesn't change anything. That doesn't, it's not impactful at all. So I would say when it comes to booking diverse models, like understand that the work doesn't stop there. Like it's the aftercare. I've been put in certain situations where, let's say a makeup artist didn't have the right tools to do my makeup. Like I had posted on my story, like I had an egregious
I think I've seen that actually.
I had an egregious, story of a makeup artist literally using like paint on me as freaking concealer and
I remember seeing that
and
actually.
eyeshadow and me being so young and starting out in modeling, I'm like, I'm just gonna let her cook. Like she obviously knows what she's doing. I'm gonna let her cook, And she did not eat. There was plenty of crumbs. Plenty of crumbs. But yeah, just like situations like that is like, I wish there was someone there or an adult there to be like, hey, that's unacceptable. You need to have foundation. You need to have products, not a kid's freaking what do you call it, paint palette on a model. Like that's unacceptable, you know? So I would say just that's like the major part. And my message would be, not me folding under pressure. I guess my message overall would be, to continue, spreading your creativity out in the world. Like, I feel like out here in Utah, it's really easy to feel discouraged, especially with so many obstacles. I think that was one major thing for me of like, dang, like I have to deal with so much and I have to advocate so much. Like, is it really worth it to do this? Like, why don't I just do something that's regular and not have to deal with all these, crappy situations? Yeah. But I think in the long run, like understand like you being there and you advocating for yourself is helping the future. Me being there and, Heidi hiring me for AMF, that right there was the pivotal moment of like, well, now we have a lineup of diverse models, So I guess like I would say like in the moment, it doesn't seem like things are changing and things are getting better, but know that you just simply being there, that is definitely making some sort of change. And then also like, continue to speak your voice. Don't let anybody quiet you down. Don't let anybody tell you, that you are wrong. Like, what you are experiencing. Back that up, stand 10 toes behind it, and find the closest person that agrees with you, because there is going to be someone there that agrees with you and that will be there to, really advocate for you. And 100%. Speaking on advocating, I'd like to shed light on like some people that have really been there for me during my model. Oh, I'm about to get emotional. No. Just certain people that have really helped me out here specifically, like Heidi, for example, and Kate, that have been true, like to the bone, just have always been there for me and provided opportunities for me and jobs. And I can't thank you guys enough when we talk about, the Utah scene and really making a change. Like these ladies, they don't have to do these things. They could continue on with their life and continue booking their jobs, but they don't. They take the time to really, put effort in making change. So shout out to you ladies, man.
Yeah.
I
Give them a round of applause.
We love it. It's amazing.
Nefan, can I add something just real quick? It's all us white people back here. We
Don't get it twisted. We still love white people. It's okay.
Do we need to hand her the mic?
Listen, but some of us really, really fucking tried it. And I will say that when you guys are silent and there is something wrong with your makeup artist, that, oh my God, I still have goosebumps from your paint palette story. That
Crazy.
When those things happen, it is imperative that you have a voice. And that's the hardest thing to do. So even if you quietly go find an advocate, they do exist, and it's us coming together that really can make that change. So, like, back to you, Nefan, like, that falls on you for you bubbling up and using your voice for us to know, like, hey, this is not right. This is not okay. Let's do this different. Let's try this different. So, thank you for being one of those people.
On the other side of the camera and the client side, there's still quite a lacking in diversity on that side. And I think that's where a lot of the advocacy is very, very important, to not just be in front of the camera as a representation, but a representation of production as well.
Yeah.
Have you seen that change? I'm struggling to see it change that much in Utah on the larger productions. So I'm wondering, as a model, because you're on different productions that I'm not privy to, how often do you feel representation on the other side of the camera and within the productions themselves? Not just fashion shows,
Not at all. If I'm being so honest, not at all. Like, I think it's very rare that I ever come across like a client or a team that is diverse. Like, for the most part, they look pretty similar. And I would say that's like a part of the problem as well. Like, I think that when it comes to brands and them wanting to, switch things up, at some point you got to admit that you don't know how to, and that's okay. Like, if you don't know, like, that's a big thing that I get a lot is like, well, I don't know where the Black models are. I don't know where the Asian models are. I don't know where to find them at. Well, guess what? Somebody does. Like, there's somebody out there that does know where they are. Like, for me, example, like, if you let me sell myself real quick. If you hire me, okay, I know where the queers are. I know where the Black people are, the petite girls are. So it's like, if you don't know how to diversify your like lineup, find somebody that does and is actually genuinely educated behind that and can relate, So long story short, hire you a Black queen, okay? Thank you.
And you also know where the Asian people are now too, so.
What's up?
You also know where the Asian people are now too.
Wait, what?
You know where the Asian people are now too.
I sure do.
You can ask us.
But I would like to thank everyone for attending. There will be an after installation upstairs by Eddie Ekbo. So make sure you guys check it out. DJ Parison is proper. It's going to be up there as well. Use his government name. But thank you guys for attending. Thank you, Nefan, for putting this together and being a guest on Off the Menu. This is really a beautiful moment that we were able to share with you.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah.
And for the viewers, peace out. Episode 123 Off the Menu podcast.
Play beautiful, play proper.
Make sure you guys follow everything in the description below.